Good afternoon, everyone. This is St. Thomas football head coach Glenn Caruso, coming off a 35-28 win over Morehead State to open Pioneer Football League play. We'll begin with opening statements from coach and then open it to the room.
Number one, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Certainly happy. My message to the guys in the huddle is what I'll share with you to open. Proud and happy of how we fought together. You call it whatever you want. The subtitle can be a tale of two halves or whatever it might be, but defense really kept us in the game in the first half, and offense certainly kept us in the game in the second half. And you know, if you're part of a family, I think anyone understands a good family always picks up for the other's slack, and I think that's part of what happened today. Hats off to that quarterback. And Coach Tenure, I think he did. I know his heart is hurting. I understand that. I've been there too, but I think he did an amazing job. I really do. And that quarterback, Cravens, I'm a massive fan of his. He reminds me of some of the guys we've had in the past where when you look at, you might not see all the tangible things on paper. And when you kick the ball off and put a ball in his hands, he just ends up being a tremendous playmaker, a great competitor, a great teammate to evaluate risk and when it has to be taken on and when it doesn't. And I'm just sad because I didn't get a chance to find him in the swarm after the game. But if he's listening to this, I think you were an amazing competitor today, and I'm a huge fan of yours and your team.
Great. We open it to the room for questions.
Did you keep the guys in the locker room longer than usual at halftime?
Yeah, about 2 minutes longer at halftime. Usually we're out at about 5. And there's a lot of things that it depends on, but I needed to say a few more minutes worth of stuff is why. We did some of those things well in the second half, and we didn't. But yes, we just needed to explain what we needed to do at halftime because it offensively, it wasn't it. That ain't it.
What kind of funk were they in? I mean, it seemed like you couldn't do anything right.
And there's another team that's a part of that. There's probably a couple things, some of which I'm comfortable sharing here, some of which I'm not. But I think at the end of the day, when you have, first of all, there was never any thought of putting a different quarterback in at halftime, just to avert that question. That there's no doubt that Tack was capable of doing what we needed him to do in this manner. Zero. Okay. I think that we had to do a little bit better job of playing to his strengths and supporting him in the right way so that sports are not tough. Being a leader or having a good culture is not tough. You have to have enough compassion or empathy, however you want to say it, to be able to see and feel things from those other people's points of view. And I felt like we needed to do a few more things to make sure that he could be the best version of himself today. And we finally did that. Now, we're blessed beyond what we deserve to have a very veteran offensive line who's still, everyone returns for at least 1, if not 2 years, and a stable of running backs that are great. So as we were able offensively to get a couple of these wide receivers back, I mean, it felt great to have both Drew and Jacob Wildermuth. And I know a lot of people point to Drew because of some of the catches he makes, but let me tell you what, Jake Wildermuth, as far as the wide receiver group, he is the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, he's the guy that makes things go, and that's why it's zero hesitation to go to him with, I don't know how much time is left, maybe 12 or 15 seconds left, and Tack put it where he needed to, and he certainly made a play. So.
You think Andrew was kind of a decoy in that sense that they probably were anticipating him getting the ball?
So I need to watch the film I think I remember it pretty clearly. And they were in a middle field closed. They were in a one high safety look. And I had anticipated them being in a split safety look, some version of cover 2 because we didn't have a timeout remaining. So the long coaching answer to your question is I thought that would have been more the case based on the coverage that was played to be able to support the run underneath or the intermediate passing, it wasn't the case. So we had a chance to go either way, and based on leverage, it was pretty clear. I mean, as soon as the huddle was broken, we knew where he was going to go with that. So.
Hey, Coach,
Yes, sir.
9 seconds on the clock, number 9 catches a touchdown. That's magic.
Yeah, it is. That's or just coincidence. It could be. Who knows, right? But
It's magic.
it was fun. I actually didn't even see the catch, to be honest with you. I did see the ball disappear. I mean, look, I'm 5'8", so if anyone stands in front of me, I don't see anything, right? And I didn't get a chance to actually see him finish the catch, but what was heartwarming on that play was the last frame I saw before the eclipse of whomever was in front of me was that he wasn't even looking back because he was running his route really diligently. And on a lot of those, you wonder, boy, did that ball come out too quick, and are we not going to have time for him to locate and adjust? But he did, and he did a really nice job with it. It was pretty awesome. But they gave us everything that they could. It was the block punt, I think, is probably a play that you have to go back to and say, in a very emotionally difficult game, which it was, that was maybe the leavening agent a little bit that lightened it up just a touch, because that allowed us then to at least play a score up or tied with the ball for the entire game. And that, I don't think that should go unnoticed. It was blocked by Matt Rink. Now, a 6'5", 262-pound tight end usually doesn't block a punt from the A-gap, but he's all man in that A-gap. And he blocked it. He was able to still himself well enough to pick it up and score. And I do have to give a shout out, as I just got done saying on the radio, to our field goal PAT team, because I was utterly disgusted with what we've done so far this year. We haven't been good enough. And I coach that. I coach that. It's my fault, okay? And for them to be able to, that's a team there that blocked 8 kicks last year, 3 in the first 2 weeks this year. They're an aggressive block team. And we came through with our PATs, which at the end was, that was everything to be able to, at one point, I'm sure you guys probably thought maybe they were going to go for 2 or something like that. And they really did a nice job holding, snapping, kicking this week. And, man, we needed every bit of it.
Time will tell, but do you feel like the way this game finished for Tack, that it could be a huge thing for him going forward?
I would hope so, Dean, right? We'd all, you're right, time will tell. And we can't predict it. What I think we know is it's a great foundational step, right? And for him to be able to play the whole game, I believe it was the first time this year. We're in week 4. And whether it be because of injury or choice or ball security or lack thereof, it was the first time that quarterback played the entire game. So I'd like to believe it. You could see it in his eyes when he came off the field. The kid was on cloud 9. And I said to him, you know what leaders do at this point? And he said, yes, I do. And he went over and took all of that energy, effort, and emotion and went over and praised and thanked everybody. And that's what he should be doing. But, man, it was nice to see him make a play when we needed him to make a play. We just need to be more consistent with it now. Anything else?
On the downside, all the penalties
Oh, yeah.
came at crucial times, too.
I don't know if I've ever been in a game where there were so many. We've been in games where there's more penalties, but where penalties move the chains. And, hey, some of those are things that we have to clean up, and some of those are things that, man, I can't wait to watch the film. But either way, it doesn't matter because they happen, right? And what was upsetting about that was we saw a few of those before half. And of all the things that we wanted to correct at halftime, the one thing we didn't was the defensive penalties. And I'm not going to pretend like, it's all under our control. I mean, a really athletic quarterback gets away and shakes you, and you grab his face. That's not okay. But you got to credit them for some of those as well. But yeah, suffice it to say, I don't comment too much on the specific calls. But suffice it to say, you know me well enough to know I can't wait to watch that film tonight. You can deduce what you want from that. What other questions do you have?
Great game, Coach.
Well, thank you very much, and really proud of the guys sticking together. And I know that the score was kind of weird, tale of two halves, but I also know that when a family is struggling, people come to their support, and it doesn't always look exactly the same. And that was the legacy moment that they left today. It was pretty neat, and it doesn't get any easier because no one's taking it easy on us, right? So, looking forward to getting on the road, and once again for the 5th week in a row, playing an opponent that we don't know. We get to go to Dayton, you know. And if I had one thing to say real quick, just shout out, today was Parents Weekend, Family Weekend, Parents Weekend. And really neat crowd that was out there. The students were there. They brought their parents, and we needed that energy, especially in the second half. That was really good. So for all you proud Tommies that are out there, please know how grateful we are for what you do, and please know that you're every bit a part of what we do as well. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
You too, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we have Jacob Wildermuth and Shawn Shipman here for press conference. Both are St. Thomas members of the St. Thomas football offense. We can open it for questions.
Jacob, go through the winning score, what was called, and what were you thinking when you heard it was going to go your way?
It felt good, but yeah, it was a total team effort. Drew had a huge catch right before, and so we didn't know what was going to happen at the end. We just wanted a big play, and so yeah, credit to the O-line, and Tack threw a great ball, so it was super exciting.
What was going through your mind when you heard the play call?
Just try to get open and make a good play, so yeah.
Shawn, what was lacking in the offense in the first half, and what changed in the second half?
What was lacking in the first half, I would say, is getting that first momentum swing. I felt like coming out of halftime, we bonded together and we got that momentum going, and I think that's what really got us going.
It seems like when you get through that first wave, you're pretty much gone. You feel like you can outrun defenses once you get through the line.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if safeties want to play down at 5 yards or put everyone in the box to play down, it's just that one guy you got to beat. And props to the O-line for making that seam. So, yeah, that was pretty good by them.
If you both could comment on this, Coach talked about keeping you guys in the locker room a little longer at halftime. You had a few things to say. Just talk about what that was like and what you guys got out of it.
Yeah, I think we were just trying to not get down on each other and lift each other up. And, you know, we have a full half left in the game, and so there's nothing to worry about. We just need to do our thing when we get out there. So, yeah, just getting back refocused, I think.
Yeah, I'll also say it's just Coach came in. We always tell each other in halftime, score 0-0. We can't be down ourselves no matter what happens in the first half. So I felt like we all got together and had a positive mindset on the next play coming out of halftime.
Shawn, as a running back, what is it like for you having Jacob and Andrew both back on the line and healthy for the first time this season?
It's great. I'm thankful for having both of them, and I was excited for having Jada back. And man, both of them are ball players, and I'm excited to see them do more this year.
Jacob, what was it like for you that first game back since week 1 this year?
It was fun. It was easy blocking for Shawn, so he's a great player. But yeah, it was super fun just to be back with the guys, and you know, I love our whole team. So yeah, it was fun.
Jacob, you're 60 yards away with like 22 seconds left. You had thrown the ball particularly well a lot of the day. Was there a mindset shift? Was the energy different after a couple of runs to get you closer? It still had to feel like a big task, but you mentioned it, McElroy and yourself with 2 huge catches. How did the passing game just kind of emerge in that key moment?
I think we were just focused on one play at a time, and whatever was going to get called, we were just gonna try to execute it to our best, and it just came down to a couple plays at the end that our whole team made. So it was super exciting. But yeah, I think we were just focused at one play at a time.
Shawn, you're the first running back in the D1 era to get over 200 yards. You've kind of been in a little bit of a timeshare the last couple of years, but it seems like every time you get an opportunity, you just raise the bar. Just talk about kind of your maturation in these first 14 or so months, really being a big factor here.
Yeah, here now I'm the first running back to get 200 yards in the D1 era. It's pretty exciting, but I kind of look at it as I didn't do it myself. You know, it was a team effort. Me and my O-line, we came together, and it was just a team thing. Like, it wasn't just me, so I'm really thankful for those guys.
Can you both talk about Tack and what you saw of him playing the whole game and coming through at the end like he did?
I thought that it seemed like he played a little more comfortable, and he's more calm, and especially in the pocket. I think he did a really, really good job today.
Yeah, I would add on to that. He's always smiling in the huddle, so it's always a good sign. But yeah, super comfortable and just confident. So it was good to see.
Any last comments from either one of you? No? Great. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.